What is going on, YouTube? We are just getting started with a little Amazon FBA Q&A. As always, we got the people down here on the TikTok. Jan, that whole thing was for you, brother. You gotta follow exactly what I just said to in that whole 10-minute spiel. Someone else started selling my private label products with high price. Any suggestions? If you're brand registered, well, hold on. People are allowed to sell the same product as you, but if they're selling under your brand and your brand registered, get them kicked off. Why FBA, not FBM? Do you want to pick, pack, and ship orders all day? Do you want to spend your time, instead of marketing your business, packing orders? Are you trying to create another job for yourself with probably the goal is to leave your 9-to-5 job? And do you not want Prime for your customers to be able to get your product via Prime? It's kind of a no-brainer when it comes to FBA versus FBM. What up, Humble? Do you think you can rank organically? Yes, 100%. If you can't rank organically on Amazon, then you can't be successful. Are you selling a course? It's much more than a course. It is a mentorship program. A course is a video guide that you get, and we call it a day. You get the videos, you watch it, you don't hear from me again. This is a true mentorship program. Jan, like I said, follow that instructions. You got to let them know it's not against the brand name policy, because that's what they're trying to say, that you can't switch it over. And you got to get it to an internal team. Everything that I just mentioned in that 5-minute spiel. Kush, I only speak English, bro. Yes, all people in the Philippines automatically answers. If you get a good FBA representative, that helps. Yes, 100%. But outside of just getting a good representative, sorry, I was reading something else. Ask them to escalate it to the internal team. I've had like 5 major issues, we can call it, with Amazon this year. Every single one of them was resolved by the internal team. Every single one of them could not be resolved by regular seller support. What do you think about the news coming out about the tariffs being lowered sooner than later? Man, it's what I've been saying. Remember the whole market fear-mongering? Rah, rah, businesses, everyone's going to go out of business. But then everybody in business was like, oh, it's going to be fine. We're all going to be fine. It's a bunch of fear-mongering if I've ever seen it. I hope this is a lesson to everybody. In fact, I hope this is a lesson to everybody. In fact, I bet you, do you know how many people probably stopped their journey of Amazon FBA because of these tariffs rather than learning to pivot or do any of these things? I'm on maybe this is going to sound a little harsh, but to be honest, the people who give up and quit, they don't necessarily deserve to even be, that's maybe not the right way to put it, but yeah, I'm going to say it. They don't necessarily even deserve to achieve the success that they want. If you're not willing to put in the work, then you're not deserving of the success. He could change his mind again, though. But here's the beauty of that, PJ. He can change his mind 7 times. He can make the tariffs go to 1,000%. He can make them go to 2,000%. He can make them 0%. He can say free trade with China. He can say no more trade with China at all. We're just cutting it off, X in amount. And it wouldn't make a difference. You learn to navigate just like anything in business. The people who will try to fear, and don't get me, I'm not trying to be oblivious to the reality. I know that there will be some businesses that would go out of business with the tariffs and stuff who couldn't manage it, but that's not at scale. We can't argue the majority for the minority, right? If a majority of businesses were going out of business because of the tariffs, then you're now arguing the majority. But if only a few businesses are going out of business and everybody else is learning to navigate it, you have the fear mongering, again, talking about the minority for the majority. Doesn't work. How much does the mentorship cost per month? It's one-time payment, lifetime access. It's not a monthly thing. Some advice for PPC, please. That's pretty broad. If you want general advice, go watch my YouTube videos on PPC. If you wanted specific advice about PPC, that is what these lives are for. Skyana, thank you so much for the follow. Escalate to internal team is a good tip. Nice. Glad you liked it. To be honest, hope that it would get even higher, though. It would hurt my current shipment. It would make so much Chinese competition go away. That's not true either, bro. I saw who made that video, and I saw the narrative going around that Chinese manufacturers were going to get affected by the tariffs. Chinese manufacturers were going to get way less affected by the tariffs in China than us US sellers. That's a fact. Because tariffs are not sorry, I was responding to a text from my mother. What were we talking about? Oh yeah, tariffs are not on assumed value, right? That would be the only way that the tariffs would be able to be enforced through Chinese manufacturers is if it was on assumed value. But something tells me that the US government would never do it on assumed value, because what happens when you have the business who's getting a product for $4, but then the assumed value of the government is $8, and now you're paying double the amount of tariffs that you have to when your goods aren't actually worth $8. So tariffs are calculated on the EXW price of the product. Why are Chinese manufacturers not going to get affected by this? Because they don't play by US law. Us as US citizens, we have to follow US law. Chinese manufacturers do not have to follow US law. So we have to declare our actual goods price. And if we get a product for $10 and say that it was $4, then that's a gray area thing and it could get you into trouble. If a Chinese manufacturer gets a product for $10 but says that the value is $4, then what are you going to do? Sue a Chinese company? No. So that is why that was a very big myth, bro. And if I'm being honest, it was probably... Hold on, brother. Hold on. That's not, no. Please don't, no. You have to follow the law, brother. You're doing business in the United States. I'll dive more into this in a second. Let me finish this thought. I honestly think that narrative was going around more so to like ease people's minds. Like, oh no, it's going to be a positive thing. But bro, the Chinese manufacturers weren't going anywhere. Now to this question, yes, you do have to follow the law. You have to follow the rules or else you can still get in trouble. I'm saying out of all the countries, like the reason why, one of the biggest reasons about these tariffs was not because China tariffed us, we tariffed China too. It was because they steal our intellectual property. I'm not ignoring your question, bro. I'm going to get to everybody's questions. But I'm just finishing this thought. So this is why I can't answer questions mid-sentence, because I lose my train of thought. But they would steal people's intellectual property. If I have an international patent on a product and a company steals my intellectual property, I could technically sue them. But you can't have a Chinese company, come over to the States. They don't follow the same regulations. But other countries, we do keep them on that same standard. China was not even China, Chinese manufacturers, not the government of China. Chinese manufacturers were the ones who weren't adhering to those rules. So if they weren't adhering to the rules that caused the tariffs, or one of the main reasons that caused the tariffs, then they're not going to adhere to the rules if the tariffs are in place, right? So yes, you do have to follow the rules, brother. In fact, you, especially being an individual, actually, we're not going to talk about that. You have to follow the rules. What would you say is a good starting amount? 3K USD. So how much is it? Hop on a call with my team, brother. Anyone who has any questions about the mentorship program, hop on a call with my team. We do not give out the price of the program on live because it really depends on your unique situation. We have multiple packages. We'll even tailor a package to fit your unique situation. Hence why If there was a set price and anybody could know the price, we would just have it on a site and you wouldn't have to get on an onboarding call. You wouldn't have to learn about the program. The team wouldn't help create a plan for your unique situation. You would just go on the site, see the price, credit card information, all said and done. But we deny over 90% of applicants. That's why most of you who go and try to apply won't even be prompted to go book a call with my team. And also, we make sure that not just anybody is going in and getting it. Where do you have 9.8 million subscribers, brother? What's your channel? How to find a good product? Well, I'll give you guys one more chance. If we get to 3K likes, 30 shares in the next 10 minutes, we'll do live product research for the day. It's literally the easiest thing to hit those like goals. That's what, like, we've hit it in like 2 minutes with 10 people in the live. That's why it surprises me when we don't hit it. But it just says that you guys don't want to see live product research. So 3K likes, 30 shares, 10 minutes. Here's my 30K likes for the YouTube live. God bless you, Conrad. Let's go, baby. What up, bro? Good to see you. But in case we don't get to the goal, see, literally 1K in 3 seconds. That's why it just boggles my mind when we don't hit the goals. Because I make them easy. It's not even like I'm saying 20K likes or 100K likes. It's like 3K likes. Takes 60 seconds maybe, depending on how many people are contributing. But in case we don't hit it, Helium 10 black box tool is how I do it. Or the Amazon search method. You need some kind of product research software. My TikTok ads aren't delivering. What do you mean aren't delivering? Are they active? Are they flagged? I have one clothing factory in Pakistan. Will it be worth selling in Amazon UK like workwear? I don't like clothing at all, brother. I mean, you're considering you have a factory, you know how it is. Actually, maybe it's a little different for you because you do have the factory. I don't like clothing because actually, yeah, for you, it might be a little different. This is why things aren't black and white. Sometimes they're gray. This is one of those scenarios. I don't like clothing because of all of the excess inventory, and it's hard to compete with manufacturers. But if you're the manufacturer, then, you know, you're really just competing against other manufacturers. You guys are going to be making the tech packs. So you're going to have unique designs. You'll be price competitive. I mean, the only way to win in clothing is really with price, on Amazon at least, unless you just have amazing branding, which I'm assuming that's not the route that you're envisioning. That would be the only way that I would do it. Airstick, thank you so much for sharing the live. You do brand direct. I create my own brands. From how much can I start? 3K USD minimum. Y'all thank your boy Airstick because he's the reason why you guys got the share goal. I want to start. Brenda, this is either going to motivate you or make you turn off my live. I saw you in the lives 2 years ago, maybe, right? Now, maybe there was things going on. You're going to school, maybe, I don't know. I don't know the circumstance, so I can only speak from literally only seeing your name and profile picture pop up in the lives. Why have you not started, right? It's like, again, if there's a certain circumstance, like maybe you were taking care of a family member, you're going to school, ignore everything I'm about to say. But if that wasn't the case, why, if you guys want to go and do something, you want to start a business, you want to train to become an athlete or whatever the goal is, why are we sitting here 2 years later, letting everybody else go start, letting everybody else, you know, fail and succeed, because there's going to be both, while you just wait and the opportunities pass you by, Risky, brother. If you're saying risky to why, as to why somebody doesn't start, then you know. But if you do not start a business because you fear failure, it is not for you. Business is not for you. Business is not for you. I'm gonna give you guys a fact right now. Ready for this? More dreams have deceased. Bro, I mean, like I said, if that's your mindset, it's not for you, brother. And there's nothing wrong with that, by the way. Not everybody's destined to be a CEO, owner of a business, Amazon seller. Like, some people are meant to work a regular job, and that's all good. And this isn't me speaking to Brenda. This is now me speaking to internet. It's all good if you want to work a regular job, as long as you are, being the best version of yourself in anything that you do. Nobody can judge you for that. But nobody's forcing you to start a business. In fact, it makes a difference to nobody's life. Maybe, actually, that's not true. I'll touch on that in a second. But it makes no difference to my life or random people's life, whether you start a business or not. Who it does affect is the people around you. Have you ever heard the expression that your lack of commitment is an insult to the people who believe in you? I had a family member literally recently who hit me up and was like, listen, I'm in a tough situation. Work's not going good, blah, 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 blah. Luke, I need to borrow some money. Imagine, because I didn't work, because I feared failure, somebody who potentially didn't entertain, say that, no, it was McGregor. That's an original McGregor quote, son. But imagine somebody who was in my corner, somebody who helped support me, somebody who helped me on my come up, and then I don't do enough in life, and then fast forward, that person needs help. My mom needs help. My dad needs help. My cousin needs help. People who helped me get to the point that I am. Imagine being like, oh, sorry, I didn't do enough in life. I was too scared to follow my dreams and follow my goals, so I can't help you. That's not a life that I want to live, brother. To each their own, but it's not a life that I want to live. Also, I'm going to hit you guys with a fact. There have been more dreams that have been destroyed, not because of failure, but because of fear. Think about that. More people have failed, not because of failure, but the fear of failure. You lost, brother. You're like, what if I lose money? What if my business doesn't do good? What if my business fails? Brother, you failed. I know that sounds harsh, but brother, you failed. If you did not start, then you quit. You threw the white flag up before the match even started. Your coach threw in the towel before the bell even rung. That's not, again, to each their own. I'm not judging anyone. If you have a 9-to-5 job, by all means, God bless you, as long as you're being the best version of yourself. If you're, whole other topic, if you're, just half-aing it through life. But if you're being the best version of yourself, cool. But that's not a life that I want to live. I would rather lose everything knowing that I tried than be mediocre knowing that I didn't. Amazon search method works the best in my experience. Yeah, that's my favorite. 40% net on that one. I was saving up money, but now I have the money to start. God bless you, Brenda. That's a good excuse. If you were saving up the money, you weren't trying to get a loan or anything like that, you were trying to bootstrap it, by all means. What was your first product and how do you choose it? It was a gummy supplement, but I don't share the exact product that it was. I chose it through product research. Same way that everybody should choose a product. What's a good ROI for OA? Average profit margins like 10%, 20%. Well said, my brother. Yes, sir. How can you have an LLC that covers you in more than just your country when you sell? Well, it depends on how you're selling user 84. In some cases, you may need to set up a business in another country, or there are some cases where you can just use your US entity. It really depends on how you go about it. Okay, Dad. Man, it really just when people realize that success at the end of the day does boil down to hard work, God's plan, all these things. It's your mentality. Like if 18-year-old Luke, the 18-year-old mindset that I had, if that kid, and I say kid even though I was 18 because I was a kid, if that kid was the same person that I am today, I would not be successful. That's a fact. The old Luke had to go away. I can't even say it on TikTok, but the old Luke, you know? Old Luke is gone. The new Luke was rebirthed. And the new Luke, it's a full 180 flip. Is that Amazon FBA? It is. Facts, I live in fear. Well, the beauty of it, brother, is we're all human. So we all have fear. But like I said, it's the mindset. It's learning to, overcome. Can you show your sales since the beginning of the year? Yes, I can. I'll pull it up. Actually, yes, I can if we get to 4K likes. We're at 3.9. I'll pull it up because I believe that you guys are going to get us there. But we won't show it until we get to 4K likes. And then I'll show live Amazon sales for the day. And I still got to do product research, which we will do right after. Do you do OA wholesale? Neither, bro. Private label, the best business model on Amazon. Without a doubt, nothing comes close. Not arbitrage, not wholesale, nothing. Is scaling really as fast as people make it seem? Yes and no. Interesting thing is my past successes do not indicate your future results. So I'll say that again. My past successes do not indicate your future results. If I had a product that scaled from 0 to 10K in 1 month, that literally gives zero indication as to how fast you can scale your product. Every single product for every single seller, every single launch is going to have different results. They may have similar, but it's going to have different results, different conversion rate, different optimizations that you need to make, different cost per clicks, different profit margins. It's all different. So yes, there are people who can scale fast, but one person scaling fast is not an indicator that another person can scale fast. And one person scaling slow or failing is not an indicator that another person will scale slow or fail. Let's go. Thank you all for the likes. I'm going to pull this up. We're going to do live product research. I'm just catching up on the questions because I don't like to be too far behind. Feel free to keep asking questions. We won't, because we will just nip it in the butt and start doing product research. But let's show live Amazon sales for the date and the year. I think that was what was requested, was the year. Actually, let me clean up these. Hold on. Let me clean up this really quickly. There we go. Workstation is a mess, as always. There we go. Okay. So this is today. And then y'all asked for year to date. Let's show 30, last 30. And then let's do year to date. Oops, that's not year to date. Boom. Year to date. And then update for what we see on screen. Sorry, YouTube, I can't show you guys that. No, Adolfo, I don't. How's it going, brother? Follow a color and brand theme. What do you mean? But what up? What up? Good to see you. Would you recommend paying for private groups for access to good suppliers? No. What is your mentorship? Any monthly? It's one-time payment, lifetime access. Hop on a call with my team to learn more about that. How much to start? I'd say at least 3K minimum. Gift, hop on a call with my team. They'll be able to answer any questions that you guys have about the program. I don't give out, I already said this once on this live, so I'm only going to say it one more time. We don't give the price out publicly because it's not a one set price. This is why there is an onboarding call. Aside from the fact that we deny 90% of applicants, this is why there is an onboarding call. It depends what you need for your unique situation, which is going to reflect on the package for the program. What's the highest ROI you ever had on a product? Well over 100%. I don't go by ROI, I go by profit margin. Highest profit margin is like 40 something percent on a product after everything. Jan, you were in the live in the beginning, brother. We went over this already. Whole 10-minute spiel, and then you said, okay, thanks, and then you just asked the same question. What up, Kevin? Also, if the other Kevin is in here, stop ducking my text, brother. I had sales decrease my first month. I'm worried. Why did sales decrease? Did your organic rank decrease? Did your conversion decrease? Are you even tracking your organic rank? Because these are things that are important to you guys. Hello, my friend. What up, pizza? Good to see you. What do you recommend I should sell when I start a product with good market numbers? Manifesting this. I love that, but don't manifest it. Work for it. What's manifesting going to do? God's plan for everything. I don't believe in that manifestation nonsense because find me a person who sat down, done nothing. Oh my God. Stop it, Kevin. He thinks you're serious, bro. Oh my gosh. Unless you're just both trolling me. But anyways, find me a successful person who sat down on the couch, did nothing, and was like, I'm going to manifest this. No, it doesn't work like that. Don't get me wrong. God's plan. Nah, bro, come on. That's silly. Even that dude, like people forget. It's like, even if you I could give everybody well, not that I could, but hypothetically could give everybody $1 million who's in this live right now. I guarantee 99% of you botch it, respectfully. 99% of you, if I come and talk to you in 10 years, you will not have made billions of dollars with that million. You would have buried in the ground and been living off of it for the last 10 years, or you lost it all. Why do you think that statistically majority of lottery ticket winners or lottery winners go broke? Why do you think that 80% of NFL athletes after they retire go broke? NFL. Even though not every NFL player is a millionaire, I could hand you something, but that doesn't mean you're going to sit and do nothing and manifest it. You have to work hard. You want to manifest your success on Amazon, get to work. Because I promise you, it will not just fall on your lap. Brother Jan, I for real, I did see your question and we literally went over it in the first 10 minutes of the live. We're not going to go over it again. You acknowledged my response to you. You said, thanks, bro, I got it. And so I'm so confused right now. Is ChatGPT helpful in creating listings? I don't use it for creating listings. Also, Kevin was trolling you when he said, I don't think he answered your message earlier. Kevin, one of the mentorship students, trying to make, trying to troll me right now. Thoughts on launching on supplement brand on TikTok shop? Then if I do well, hop on Amazon. Not the worst strategy, to be honest. Do you sell in Canada? Yes. What's the learning curve like with FBA? I found success with drop shipping. That's awesome. It's going to be similar, not like similar steps or anything like that, but the learning curve. Just it's any business. You're going to start and know nothing, and just like you did with drop shipping, you're going to take it step by step by step by step by step, and then you will understand. No, I would buy your course and make millions off of it. God bless you, Luis. Wanted to see if this had more leverage. I think it does, but a question for you, and this is something to be talked about. Why not just pour more fuel on the existing fire that you have with drop shipping, right? Like if I was doing, like with me, doing well with Amazon, right? I wouldn't be like, oh, let's go, unless you're looking for something more sustainable, that would be different. Yeah, bro, 100%. What do you see being the main roadblocks with FBA? Shiny object syndrome, bro. The main roadblocks, product research, negotiating with suppliers, both of which you'd probably understand being that you're in drop shipping, and then Amazon PPC ads. But my recommendation, unless you're seeing a decline in your drop shipping business, unless you're seeing it's not sustainable or the margins aren't there, whatever, I would probably just pour more fuel on that fire, brother. And this is coming from somebody obviously on a live teaching people how to sell on Amazon. But if you're crushing it with drop shipping, then just keep crushing it. You could do Amazon on top of it, on the side, but I wouldn't necessarily like try to look to replace drop shipping with Amazon because you already have a successful business. What do you think about shapewear, private label? The answer to that would be the answer about what do you think about every product? Does it meet the product criteria? Does it have good market numbers? Should you get product liability insurance for your products on Amazon? Yes. Is it a bad time to launch a product in Canada and USA at the same time? Why is it a bad time? Who said that? Did something change that I didn't know about? I'm assuming you're talking about the tariffs, but I'm gonna ignore that. Is there something on Amazon that changed in the last 12 months I should know about why it's not a good time? How do you get, I was being satire there, or is that the right word? Sarcastic? I don't know. How do you get supplier for private label? Alibaba, look on ChatGPT, Import Yeti. All three of these are good options. All right, we're caught up. Let's do some live product research. Let me turn my phone on Do Not Disturb. There we go. All righty. I would launch in your main market first. I personally would just launch in the US market, and then you can add it over later. Yeah, I like focusing on one market. Is $1,000 enough to start FBA? No, not private label, the business model that I do. Could be enough for arbitrage, but not private label. What category do you guys want to do product research in? What are we thinking? What category are we thinking? I'll let you guys pick. No, I don't sell medical supplies, so I wouldn't do product research there. Recession-proof products. I mean, most products are recession-proof. I mean, also to be fair, have we ever really been in a real recession for us to test that? But during COVID, I didn't have any products drop. During these tariffs, I didn't have any products drop. Under whatever, if you want to call whatever was going on in Biden's economy, I didn't have any products drop. So Yeah, I mean, we live in America, you guys. Unless America just is down for the count, people are going to continue to consume products unnecessarily because that is our culture, that is our lives. So 18 plus products. Nah, I can't show that on TikTok. I'll get flagged. Does drop shipping work? I don't do drop shipping, and drop shipping is against Amazon's terms of service. Let's do sports and outdoors. How much? At least 3K USD prints. Yeah, I like sports and outdoors. We've done home and kitchen the last 2 times. I'm over home and kitchen right now. Does retail arbitrage equal drop shipping? No, completely different business model. Just look up the difference between drop shipping and arbitrage. I'm going to share my screen with you guys right now. Just give me a sec. I'm going to share it with YT first. And then painting. We're already going to do sports, everybody. And also we're not doing specific products. We're doing markets. Okay. Let me close out all these tabs. We already got our product pizza. Millie, thank you so much for the follow. Appreciate you. Close all these tabs that we got open because I always got a million tabs open. Let's flip the screen. Actually, hold on. I got to change my address on my seller or my theme. Are you doing private label? Sorry, guys. I'm going to flip the camera. Hold on. Yes, I am doing private label. The best business model on Amazon, without a doubt. Nothing comes close. Okay, let's go share screen and okay, now we're ready. Okay. Oh, that's me. Just kidding. Okay, so we're going to do sports and outdoors. All right. So phase 1, everybody, is we're going to go to Amazon and we are going to search something generic like sports and outdoors, home and kitchen, office products, whatever you want to look for a potential product in. We're now going to have this pop up and we are going to look through here and we're going to find a product that catches our eye. That is the first phase in doing product research. So we're going to look. In fact, if you guys even want to pick a product, I think that's fun. I always pick them. If you guys want to pick a product, feel free as I'm scrolling, find one that catches your eye. Don't look at one super generic like a basketball or something. Let's not waste our time there. No basketball, no football, none of that. That's too standard. Where did you see golf towels? It's got to be a product that we see here, but if we see it here, I'm definitely down. I'm not going to analyze any products for anybody. Did we see it here? I don't think so, unless I missed it. No, it's got to be a product that we see here. Like I said, not analyzing specific products for anyone. We're doing product research. So I'll let you guys pick because I always pick. It's not as fun. You guys find a product that catches your eye. No branded products, nothing like Nerf or anything like that. So I'll let you guys go here until we find soccer training. Where did we see that? This one? I like that one, actually. That's a good one. Good job, pizza. Okay, so now we have found our product that caught our eye. All right, so we have the soccer. By the way, y'all, you guys got to be quick with the responses because first response is just going to be what we go with. So we have the soccer target right here. We now want to identify the main keyword. All right. Sorry, I was reading something. So I'm going to assume it's something like soccer target game or football target, actually soccer target game because we're in America. So we're going to now go over to our search bar and I'm going to show you guys, we're going to try to identify the main keyword. You need some kind of product research software for this step. So as you see, I typed in soccer, Amazon's API is starting to generate all of the different search terms that it thinks I'm trying to type. And it's also showing the search volume right here. I want to find the keyword that has the most search volume and is also the most relevant. Soccer target. Oh, this one actually might be a little bit of a different one. Soccer net. No, I don't think it's soccer net. Soccer. Let's click here. We might have to do a little bit more deep digging. I think this is fun though, because usually it's a lot easier to find this. Soccer training is too broad, honestly. I don't think it's soccer training. So I could show you, because soccer training could be cones, soccer training could be the net, soccer training can be the target. But we'll check it out and show you. So we have soccer training, right? Equipment is going to be the highest search volume there. So we click. And as we see, just like I thought, it's going to be multiple different products. You have, to go around the ball. You have whatever this is, weights. You have the nets. You have the agility equipment and all of that. So we're going to go back. Oh, wait. Sick. That didn't work. Here we are. Okay. What's wrong if it's broad? You're not looking at the main keyword. If you're not looking at the main keyword, then you're not getting the correct data. You can't do product research if you're not looking at the product market that you're looking at, right? How am I going to analyze a product market if I'm looking at a million different products on one page? Soccer target net. Let's try that. No, I don't think it. No, it's not that. The search volume's too low here. 500, 400. Soccer goal. Yeah, let's try maybe soccer net. And let's see what populates here. Target. This might also be a branded product, so we might be playing a losing battle here. Soccer net target. Nope. Soccer. Oh, I'm stumped here. I think they stumped me. We might skip this one because I don't want to spend 30 minutes looking for the main keyword. Indoor practice soccer net. Let's try it. Indoor practice. If you got this, Airstick, you're the GOAT. Indoor. Nope, not it. Indoor practice soccer net. Nope, that's not it. All right. For the sake of not wanting to spend 30 minutes doing this, how about we identify a different product? Soccer net practice? No, that's not it either. We already saw that it wasn't. Shantae, thank you for the follow. So product that catches your eye. We're going to reset. Not the sunglasses. That's not a good product. I can tell you that without even analyzing the market. It won't meet the criteria. Toss, catch, game. I don't know which one that was. Badminton. I think we can do badminton. I think that's easy. Yeah? Okay. So let's do badminton set. Same thing. We're going to go to the title. We want to identify the main keyword. We know it's badminton. No, not badminton target. That's incorrect. So here we know badminton set. I'm going to go ahead and guess that that's not the main keyword, but we'll go ahead and search badminton. Oh, maybe I'm wrong. It could be. Badminton set. So this is where we were trying to get last time. We want to find the keyword that is the most relevant and has the highest search volume. So we're going to just confirm because we don't know if we're correct yet until we go here. But we come here, badminton set. Ooh, I don't love this. I'm going to consider this not the main keyword. I'm going to say we're going to look for badminton net. Okay. Because that's going to be much more relevant, or is that still not? Oh yeah, badminton net. Here we go. Share this instead. So here we have badminton net. How do you know it's not the main keyword? Because based on relevancy, when I come to Amazon and I look through the page and it's a mixed match of multiple different products, if I'm looking for nets and I just see 20 listings that are only the paddles, then that's not the main keyword. It's like me just searching badminton right here. If I just search badminton, I'm going to get the net, I'm going to get the paddles, I'm going to get these, the little whatever these are called. I don't play badminton. You're going to get all different products. So I can't analyze a product market because I have so many product markets here. So we're going to go to badminton net. And as we see, highest search volume, most relevant to what we want. No badminton net set would not be it because it's